All right, when we shoot our bows, we need a system, a process that enables us to duplicate what we're doing time after time, in particular in a tree stand while hunting. What I do, and if you watch the Push or Shot IQ or any of these new educational resources that are online, they all talk about a shot process, and Joel Turner in particular talks about a mantra, something that you say to yourself to get your shot process through successfully. I just demonstrated two things here simultaneously. The first one is when I'm hunting, in particular hunting hogs on a feeder, things happen quickly. And you do not have time, I don't care what anybody says, you cannot come to full draw and walk through about a 7 or 6 step process to execute your shot. It is just absolutely not going to happen. I have a voice command. I do out loud practicing to myself in my head in a hunting situation. But I give myself 3 commands, and each command makes a multitude of things happen simultaneously. You can tear my form apart if you want to. I could care less. What I just demonstrated is how I shoot in a tree stand at a game animal. And what I'm going through in my head is 3 commands. My first command is hook it. And that means that I get a good deep hook with the back of my hand straight on my bow. It also means that I get my grip set the way I want it. My next command is jam it. That means that when I come to full draw, I jam my hand into my face. I anchor with my index finger on my eye tooth and this back part of my thumb up under my mandible, locked in tight. I'm getting ate alive by bugs. I'm gonna keep doing this. What typically happens in a tree stand is if you're practicing coming to full draw and really locking in, when that game animal walks under you and you're taking your shot, what typically happens is you come to full draw, you touch your face up here, but this back here tends to float out away. So your alignment's messed up and you don't realize it. So my second command is jam it. And that means when I come to full draw, I'm jamming this thing up in my face. And my third command is push it. And when I say push it, I am slightly pushing with my bow arm towards the target, but I'm also starting to be conscious of my back and pulling into my back. So when I say hook it, I'm getting a deep hook on the string and I am getting my grip the way I want it. When I say jam it, I'm coming back to full draw and jamming that into my hand. And then I say push it, which means I'm starting to push towards the target and simultaneously pull. And as I just demonstrated, when I shoot, it happens pretty quick, but I'm still walking through those 3 commands. I'm saying hook it, jam it, push it. So again, things happen quickly, but that's how I shoot and keep my stuff together and make accurate shots on game animals. The other thing that I wanted to demonstrate, I'm just going to walk down and get this target and bring it up here. Okay, this is the group I shot. That is at my hunting distances, which is, it's not a terrible far away. It might be 14 yards, but anyway, this is what I shot at 14 yards on the camera. And pull these arrows out quickly. All right, here's what I'm shooting. I'm shooting 2 different arrows. They're both 30.5 inches long, but I am shooting a Black Eagle Vintage 400, and I am shooting a Carbon Express Heritage 250. Black Eagle 400, Carbon Express Heritage 250. On these 2 identical arrows, I have one 200 grain point and one 250 grain point. On these 2 identical arrows, I have one 200 grain point and one 250 grain point. So I have 2 different arrows of slightly different spines, and on each of the 2, I have 2 different points that weigh 50 grains different. And this whole mess, shot out of the same bow at a realistic hunting distance, shot plenty good enough to kill anything I shoot at. And to be honest with you, this is what's in my quiver half the time. If I really get into some hogs, I go through arrows like you can't believe. It is very difficult for me to have a matched set of arrows in my quiver. I'm hunting right now, and you can see I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got arrows out of 3 different sets in my arrows here in my quiver. There's some 125 grain Van Diamond, and there's some 200 grain VPA 3 blades. So that is how closely my stuff is matched most of the time. And we're successfully killing just about anything that we shoot at. So for what that's worth to you guys that are just losing your mind, tuning your bows, worrying about 5 grains, 10 grains here and there, you're gonna be better served to get out in your yard and shoot your bow, figure out a shot process and a mantra to say to yourself to hold your stuff together in that moment of truth to make that good shot. This is Scott Moore from Whack Outdoors. God bless. Hope to see you in the woods and on the trail.